fall.
You know, outside someplace. I may be sleeping in a bed somewhere.
No, she just went outside. You know.
Can somebody...
Hi, bunny.
Somebody need to help the tasting room.
Oh, there you are, Pino.
I was born in a small village of Suchurai on the island of Hvar on the Dalmatian coast in Croatia in 1953. My mother lives in Suchurai. She is 92. She's been there most of her life. My dad passed away in 2005. Fishing was the main activity during my childhood. The fish was a staple of our diet, so we would fish on every few days. We would go fishing. Our house was right next to the port, next to the sea, approximately about 300 feet from the dock, and a number of times I would run right from the kitchen, from the house, and jump into the sea. We as a kids, we didn't have toys as we know them today, so we had to make our own toys. I remember me and my friend at the time, Mate, we assembled planks and boards and build our goals for the water polo game, and after we built the goals, two goals, we anchored them in a port and designated the field with the rope, and we started playing water polo. Yeah, so that lasted for a number of years. I believe since I was 8 or 9, we started playing all the way till I left the village for hotel school. I was 15. Yeah, as soon as I finished school, I just turned 18 when we boarded the plane, and that event was full of trepidation, because based on the Yugoslavian law at the time, no young man can leave the country without serving in the army if they are 18 years old or older. And so my birthday was on February 2nd, and all the papers and everything has worked out for us so that we were leaving the country at the time in April. So when we came to the airport, we got detained, and so my father says, "Well, you just wait here." We were about to enter the terminal. My father says, "Just wait here," and he went to the office, talked to the authorities, and as it turned out, my uncle was a general and had important function in the Yugoslavian army. In any case, my father came back after 10-15 minutes. He says, okay, everything is fine, let's go. So I don't know what happened in the office, but legally they could have detained me, but everything went fine, and we boarded the plane, and we came to New York, and that's where I received my green card as soon as I boarded in New York. And then from New York we flew to New Orleans. I didn't know at the time that I will stay in the United States and do what I'm doing now, or go to schools as I did. So initially my perception was that we're coming to visit for a while and then come back. Well, my mother was a seamstress, so she had a lot of work from home, sewing from other people, but she also worked in a tie factory in New Orleans. My father didn't speak any English at the time, and I did speak some English. I took some classes while I was in hotel school. So first couple of years we worked on the shrimp boat, and so me and my father would go to the Gulf of Mexico for a couple of weeks, and then come back to the port and sell the shrimp. Um, so we were doing that for a couple of years, um, until I decided that I didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted to. I started the school. I want to go to school. So I started the college in the morning, and I found a job in the evening at Brennan's restaurant on Royal Street in French Quarter. And I finished 2 years of junior college, and then continue the for BA at West Georgia University in Carleton, Georgia. During the first year or so, I met some friends who were studying psychology, and we started developing our friendship and discussion and talks, and then I became interested in psychology, and then I got accepted to the California Institute of Integral Studies in San Francisco, and in June of 1980, I packed all my stuff, everything I had, I packed in a car, and I drove to San Francisco. I never thought of wine in any significant way. I moved to Santa Rosa in '86, and probably in '87 or so, or '88, I started to make some wine in the basement with the roommates at the time that I had. I didn't have any specific agenda or any rationale of doing it besides the enjoyment and doing it for fun. So I made it. First year I made 1 barrel and with them, and then the next year I made 2 or 3 barrels, and the following year 5 or 6 barrels. And then I decided that maybe I should open my own place. In '94, I was opening a small tasting room in downtown Santa Rosa, and across the hall was this beautiful woman through the window sitting behind the desk, and I came in and started talking to her. I gave her some, I still remember, it was a Petit Syrah wine, and she loved that wine. So we kept interacting like that, and various other activities happened between us. And so I invited her to go to the beach, and at the time I was a Babaloni diver. So I would we would go to the beach, I would go diving for abalone, and she would be on the beach, say, "Oh, don't drown, be careful, don't stay down too long." And I was always kind of daredevil, so I'm sure she lost some nerves on me at the time. As it turned out, the owner of the property, he wanted to open his own small winery, so he was interested in taking over the winery, the permits and the buildings I renovated, and making his own wine. And so we developed a conflict of interest, basically, that we couldn't resolve. So I had to leave the property. It was his property. I didn't have a long-term lease, so I had to leave, and I left. So one day we were driving on Olivet Road, and there was a sign on the road, property for sale. And Jenna said, we should go and check this out. I didn't believe at the time that we can afford to buy 4 acres of property in prime real estate of Sonoma County. But she said, yes, we can, let's go. And as it turned out, the owners were were willing to carry us, which means we would obtain a deposit, and they would carry us for the rest. Yeah, so that's how we obtained the current location, current property that we are at now. Good smell. It's white wine.
Good.
I know. You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is done. This is going to be bottled.